the last place a man wants to be is caught between his mother and his wife. And you don't want that smoke. We are back with another video. How we doing? Pretty good?
Yep.
We are Meet the Simmons. Today, we want to jump right in. We want to talk about marriage myths. All these little things that they throw out there, these little colloquialisms that they throw out there. But how many of them really have some validity to them? How much of it actually is truth? So we're going to go through some today. Some of the ones, these are the ones I can't stand. I'm going to tell you. These are the ones that me and her, it just gets under our skin. We people say this because they say it with so much
Conviction
boldness and conviction, like it's a real thing. Number one on my list. Go ahead.
Happy wife, happy life. Go ahead.
Bull corn. Bull corn. And y'all know what I mean by corn too. No, look, listen. That is very dangerous because it's contingent on the fact that as long as I keep my wife happy, then my life will be good.
Right.
Everything will be well if I just keep the queen happy. Sometimes mama is wrong. And I know, especially in our community, like you can't question mama. Nobody can question mama. You can kick daddy down the can all down the road all day. Daddy ain't, Papa wasn't a Rolling Stone, but sometimes mama's wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
And if mama ain't happy, maybe mama need to figure out why she ain't happy. Maybe it ain't daddy's job to make mama happy.
Maybe mama need therapy.
Maybe mama needs some help.
Yes.
And this whole happy wife, happy life doctrine is born out of a bunch of penny-ante men who were scared to tell their wife no.
Yep.
If you can't tell your wife no, and you can't tell your wife you're wrong, then you don't have a wife, you have a dictator. Catch me in these streets if you got a problem with that. I'm telling you,
that's true.
Right now, that is a myth, and it's one that we got to stop perpetuating.
Yes.
If you can't be held accountable in your relationship, then you're not in a relationship. That's a dictatorship.
That's right.
I'm not always right. She's not always right.
That's right.
Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes she's wrong. Sometimes we both wrong. But the truth of the matter is, if I can't say, hey, babe, I don't think that was right what you said. I don't think that's right what you did. Without worrying about whether she's going to cut me off from sex, she's going to yell at me, scream at me, throw something at me, make my life a living, you know what, then that's not a relationship. You guys are engaging in a very, very dangerous game.
Yeah. I also think it's a woman of lower character that actually enjoys that or perpetuates that. Like you enjoy being in that seat of control or power. You are a small-minded woman and you really, really need to grow up. Like, I'm so serious. It's the saddest thing to watch a big, strong man become emasculated and afraid of his little 120-pound wife.
Childlike even.
It's the creepiest, freakiest thing that you ever want to witness, but yet you see it all the time.
Do you remember that party we were at years ago? I'm not going to say where we were at, but our oldest son was very, very small. And he had messed his diaper up, and I was going to change him.
Oh,
and this group of older women tell my wife, oh, you got him trained good. First of all, y'all got the right one on the wrong day. You train a dog.
Yeah.
No, you don't know.
I hate
that is disrespectful. That's the next myth right there.
Yes.
That men aren't good with kids.
Yes.
That is the biggest lie. Some of the best dads I know, some of the best parents I know are dads, man. Yeah. There's some really, really good dads out there. I have an amazing father. Absolutely amazing. As masculine as he can be. My dad played with us. He kept us clean. He could do everything my mom could do except my sister's hair. And I'm the same way. I cannot do her hair. These big old banana hands were not made for that. But I really made it a point as a husband, as a father, to be able to do everything. Yeah. I just believe that. And it saddens me that it is a thought. It's a myth, obviously, but it is a thought embedded in most women's minds that men just are not good with kids. Right. And it's just not true. And that leads to our next point.
Can I say one thing on that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Just because your husband does things differently than what you do doesn't make your way better. So you give baths a certain way, you clean the house a certain way, you do certain things a certain way. And if he is trying to do his part, or he's trying to help or assist or just doing what he's doing, just because it's not to your standard or to your liking, does not make your way better. So I want you to remember that as a woman, You have your way and let your husband have his. And you don't need no micromanagement on it either.
Do we get to the same destination?
Hey,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know, well, you took her out of the tub and you didn't wrap her in her pink towel. You wrapped her in the blue towel. and hush, woman, hush. Is she wrapped in the towel? And that's leads to our next point. The next marriage myth: mother knows best.
Oh,
Stop it. Mama don't always know best, and it ain't. And it's not a knock against mama. That's also for the mother of the in-laws. Yeah, always the in-law.
Yeah, now that mama, she know better.
Can't tell them nothing and don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I love and respect both of my parents, and I love and respect both of my in-laws, but it doesn't mean that she knows or father knows best.
Right.
Neither one of them are true. It's all a myth, and in our society, and especially in our culture. Is the mom knows. Mom knows everything. What mama says goes. And that's really, really bad for a lot of young couples starting out because they look to their parents for guidance and things like that. But you got to be able to make your own path in this world. If you go around listening to every piece of advice somebody gives you, you're going to constantly be frustrated because maybe that advice worked for them in their situation in that moment, but maybe it doesn't mean it doesn't apply to yours.
Or in that era, like, because maybe when you know, so the baby don't get diaper rash. Make sure when you pull the baby out and you put the little booty on the towel, make sure you sprinkle the talc on it, and then make sure you lift the legs up and then you fan it. Like, people come up with the craziest things, and they're like, this is what worked for me, so it's going to work for you. No, you lived in a different time, lived a different era, a different situation than me. So let me discover my own way. So yes. Mama ain't always right, and quit telling mama all your business in a marriage situation. Like, mama don't need to know intimate information about what's going on between you and your wife, or she don't need to be knowing everything about you and your husband. Like, you need to make sure you keep that sacred within the relationship. Like,
and even when your spouse makes a mistake, or you know, you need to go tell your mom everything. And to my brothers out there, stop. The last place a man wants to be is caught between his mother and his wife. And you don't want that smoke. You don't want it, because you're going to have to choose one, and you better choose the right one, because you leave and cleave to your wife. Your allegiance is to her, not to your mother. Yeah, I said it. And if you are out here, if you are making your wife feel like your mom is more of your wife than she is, you are heading down a very slippery slope, brother. Yep. And it ends in divorce and all your stuff getting taken. Because the truth of the matter is simply this. Mama had her time. She raised you. You appreciate that. But you chose a wife. And if you telling your mom negative stuff about your wife, your mama ain't going to forgive her once y'all get back good and you give you some good loving and y'all back good. Your mama ain't going to forget that.
Yeah.
So be careful, fellas, what you tell your mother, especially about to get in trouble. But that's all right.
Well, it's going to be tight. That's what we do.
It's going to be tight, but it's going to be right. Especially if your mother don't have a man. If your mama, if you grew up in a single parent home, or your father and your mom no longer together, and your mom made you the center of her world, and you were like a little miniature husband for her, and you go get married, and you start telling her what your wife ain't doing and what she is doing and this and that, she is going to take exception to that.
Yeah.
Because men raising single mother-led homes, they have a very unique relationship. And it's very important that you understand that when you leave home, you're leaving home. Your mom is her own person. And you married a woman, you promised her that you were going to take care of her. And that means protect her. That means protect her emotions and protect her from criticism. Undue criticism. Some criticism is good, but undue criticism. That means you can't be going back, pulling your mama's skirt, tell mama she doing this. No, sack up, bro. You asked someone to marry you, figure it out. If you need help, go come see me. Come see my wife. We're happy to help. Go see a counselor. Don't run to your mama. But the next one, and that kind of leads into this one, and I'm about to get in trouble again, y'all. The next myth: gender roles don't exist.
Oh, yes. That's a good one.
Like, I know, oh my goodness, I know some people out there.
Are they punching the air?
Punching the air again. Oh, he's a misogynist. His poor wife. Oh, she looked pretty happy to me. So I'm going to say this. Gender roles don't exist. That is the myth. Gender roles do exist. And they should exist. And I'm going to put it in context for you. There's nothing in this home that I can't do. Like I said before, I cook, I clean, I fix stuff, I maintain the cars. The only thing that I can't do is do my daughter's hair because my finger's too big. Take it up with God. But the thing about it is, think about this. If you go to someone's home and it's dirty, and the children are dirty, and there's dirty dishes in the sink, who do you blame that on? Who do you generally first think of if it's a two-parent home? You think of the wife. If you have a friend and they're broke, there's no food in the house, the cars aren't working, they never have money, they have financial problems.
The smoke detector thing beeps.
Smoke detector's beeping.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't stand that. Smoke detector's beeping, and the doors are falling off the hinges and everything. Who do you look at? The man. Mm-hmm. That's the gender role, guys.
Sure.
Why are we pretending this stuff don't exist when it's plain and simple as that? Gender roles do exist, and they exist for a good reason. I don't want my wife, and if you watch the last video, I was talking about a shower broke and I had to go outside and dig in the mud to turn the water off. My wife don't need to be out there doing that. That's my job. That's my role. So gender roles do exist. We gotta stop this stuff, y'all. It's not working. Women can do that. Women are amazing.
Yes, we're very adaptable.
But it takes a toll.
Yeah, it does.
It takes a toll. I've never met a single mother that was just flourishing. Mm-mm. I've never met a single mother that was just killing the game. And I know, y'all. Well, I know. No, you don't know about midnight. You don't know about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning when she's crying. You don't know about that. I see it. I hear it during counseling and coaching. I know what I'm talking about, guys. I'm not talking on my rear end. I know exactly what goes on in a single mother's mind when there ain't enough money around.
And one of the top killers among women is heart disease. Why? Because we're assuming too much. That is the truth.
Yeah. I'm not talking about something that I read. I'm talking about something that I've seen. Mm-hmm. I've heard with my own ears. See, that strong, independent face that you see at church and at work, and she look like she just killing the game. It's all a facade, baby.
Yep.
It's all a facade. Because in the stillness and quietness of her mind, and at night, she cries. She cries because it's hard. You're doing a two-man job.
Too much.
You're doing a two-man job, and you're doing way too much. You weren't built for that. Nobody is. I'm not built to carry this house by myself. I need her. I need her just like she needs me. So we got to stop with this stuff that gender roles don't exist. They do exist, and they exist for good reason. Now, I'm not saying gender roles are an extreme, where a man never helps around the house.
Yes.
I know somebody might take this clip and clip it all up and make me sound like I'm the worst man on the planet, but I don't care. I know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Speaking of chores and things around the house.
Oh.
Next marriage myth. And this is one that just gotta stop.
It's not true.
Chore play. Y'all ever heard of this thing? It's called chore play. It's where a woman will tell her husband that, oh, it just turns me on so much when you do dishes and when you help around the house, and I would be more willing to have sex if you just did more around the house and all these things like that. It's a lie. It's a myth. And I'm going to tell you why it's a myth. Because here's the thing. When your wife was 18, 19 years old, and she was in the back of Jimmy's dad's Cadillac on the lookout, making out in the back seat, Jimmy didn't have to do no dishes to turn your wife on. Jimmy didn't have to go out there and mow the yard and put gas in the car to get your wife turned on. She was turned on. She was ready to rock. See, a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. We gotta stop lying. Men, y'all fall for this mess because you get married, and what all it is your wife is basically using sex as a weapon. She's making your relationship transactional. Yeah. And it's actually really, really messed up when you think about it. Mm-hmm. Because you go out in this world every day and you gotta work and do all these things, and you gotta wash the dishes to get some booty. But the thing about it is, on the flip side of that, man, if your wife is having to entice you to do work around the house with booty, then that means you're not doing your job too. Yeah. So I don't have to, I automatically do stuff around here. This is kind of how I was raised, how I raised my boys. You see something needs to be done, you do it. Yeah. But she ain't texting me, ooh, I see you washing them dishes over there. That's our voice. I see you washing them dishes over there.
That's my voice?
It's making me horny because you're washing dishes. That's a lie.
That's a bad voice.
That's a lie. I don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
It's true. It's a manipulative move. It's just to get what you want. The next marriage myth, when men or when women call their husbands like the man child. Like, imagine you're at the barbecue situation again. You're talking. You've got the men on one side, the women on the other side, and the woman is like, "Girl, and Marcus is like my fourth child. I have to clean up behind 4 kids, not just 3." And they're all cackling and laughing. That is so demeaning. Number one, that is sick. So you have sex with a kid? Think about that. Think about what you're just inferring. So I'm sorry, it's the truth. Hey, this is enough said. If you don't like it, hey, whatever. Ooh. But that's the truth. And that makes you look so small. So that means you make really bad decisions and you are with a little boy in a man's body. Like, that is disgusting. Stop. It makes you look sad and pitiful. It does.
Yes.
Do you want to add anything to that?
No, actually, no, I don't. I think it's just...
It's very demeaning.
Yeah, it's very, very demeaning. And it's a myth. It's a myth. This man gets up every day and goes to work and takes care of you and makes sure you're good, and that's the way you repay him with disrespect and disregard. No. Yeah. You should not be doing that. Nope. Last one, and then y'all can go punch the air again. Money equals power. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. We got one more to this. Money equals power.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of us men around here that think just because we are the primary breadwinner and all this stuff that we have the power just to do whatever we want to do. It is a myth. It's a horrible myth, and one that's been perpetuated on platforms like this and all across social media, where you have these men who make a lot of money, or they do very well for themselves, and they think they can just do whatever they want to. Right. That's not the way marriage was intended to be. It is not. It doesn't work that way. So, although you may make a lot of money, you may be the primary breadwinner, you still should be a servant in your home. You still should be doing those things that help out around the house. And if you have a job where you're gone a lot or you work a lot of hours and you can't, and your main contributing factor is your financial, that's fine. But that does not mean that you have complete autonomy in that home and no accountability. Right. It doesn't mean you get to come home whenever you want to and you get to spend whatever you want to. No, you're accountable to your wife just like she's accountable to you. So, like, I may be that dude that say stuff you don't like, but I'm gonna be equal across the board. That's the way it's always gonna be. So if you subscribe to this channel, understand, men, I'm gonna get you, and women, I'm gonna get you too. I don't discriminate, because I see both sides of it, and I know how these things play out in a marriage. And so a lot of men think that's because they make a lot of money, they can do whatever they want to. And on the flip of that, today's woman is killing the game. Yeah. Today's woman is killing the game. She's making just as much money as her husband or more sometimes. Liz, that don't mean nothing to a man. That don't mean nothing to a man. You still need to come home and be wife. Yeah. Yes. Take off the cape, leave it at the door, leave Superwoman at work, and come home and be a wife, and let me run this house. Let me do what I need to do, and so I can lead us down the path to success. What you do in your job is what you do in your job. Don't bring that mess up in here. Yeah. No, you don't like it, but guess what? If you do it right, it actually works really well, and you'll have a much better marriage, much better relationship, and you get along a lot better when you and your spouse understand what's expected of you. Yep. So there's some marriage myths. Yep. There's a lot more. We had a whole lot more. We can go on and on about these marriage myths, but I want to hit those top ones. And I think it's really important that we talked about those. So leave a comment down at the bottom of some more marriage myths that you may have heard growing up. Leave a comment. We'd love to hear about that. Yeah. Like, subscribe. We will try our best to reply back to anybody that posts anything on our comments. But with that, I think it's enough said.